Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. Little bit of a surprise stream for us today, but hey, that's okay too, right? Haven't done one of these in a long time. I have been out there exploring, and I know that some of you guys have been anxious for me to get back to a station, so I'm just continuing on that journey right now, heading back to a station to finally, after many, many years, sell the ridiculous amounts of exploration data that I have stored in my ship. So today I'm just going to be continuing along that path. I'm heading towards a station. I'm jumping on economy, and this is just going to be a relaxing, chilled out exploration live stream. So for those of you who are joining in, welcome to the live stream. My name is Commander Josh Hawkins, and today we're just going to be chilling out together. I'm going to pull up chat on my phone because I can't seem to get this working on my damn PC where I can see the chat in a windowed mode. So just give me 1 second here. If you're in chat right now, feel free to say hi. Okay, let's go here. My channel. Hey, John. How's it going? Hope you're having a great Friday there. Happy Friday to everyone. All right. Oh, we don't need that. Okay, chat's up on my phone. Hopefully it'll stay up there, and I'll just keep peeking down on it every so often. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's jump into Elite Dangerous and start some relaxing exploration. I'll show you where I am once I'm logged in, and kind of show you where the goal is. It's a lot of jumping, I will say. I've been doing this on economic jumping right now, so I've got like 4,000 light years to go on economy. It's pretty slow going, but there's a lot to discover still, and I'm certainly not in a rush. Warlord 383, hi all. First time I've caught your stream. Yeah, well, you know, I don't usually stream at like 10 a.m. on a Friday, so happy that you can make it though. Welcome to the live stream. It's not the broadcast, but if you want to join in on that, that's going to be tomorrow, of course. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. So let's just show off where we are here. So if this is your first time on the live stream, or if it's your first time just randomly jumping in here and seeing this live stream, my name's Commander Josh Hawkins. I've been playing Elite Dangerous since beta, and very shortly after the game released, I'd say probably within the first year that it released, I set off on an exploration journey that I have yet to return from. So we're talking 3+ years of exploration. This is the bubble way over here that you can see with all those little markers. I did something kind of like this around this side of the galaxy and made it up to about, there or so, and then I've been slowly making my way back. I made it to the core, and then I was on my way back to the bubble, and the folks on the broadcast said, no, go sell your exploration data. So this is the station that I'm heading to. Apparently, in the past 3 years, they've built stations out in deep space. So there's one in this nebula. It's 4,000 light years away. I am currently there where you see a little orange marker. And if you look at my route right now, let's see. Well, I've got 400 light years on economy here. So plenty of stars to explore. And that's basically what we're going to be doing. Watch most of my ED vids on YouTube. Seems I know you already. Well, hey, that's very, very, very cool. Nice to meet you finally in live chat. No, we are not Sunday Get Backlap. This is just a spur of the moment. Hey, what the hell? Why not do a live stream kind of show? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let me start the jumping process, and we got a lot of jumps, even just for this 400 light year leg. I've got 237 jumps to do, so it's going to be one of those, folks. There's no rushing me today. No Turgeon, no Grey Test going, come on, man, don't scan all the planets. So if you don't like exploration, this is not the live stream for you, because that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Just a lot of exploring, a lot of scanning. Anytime I see a terraformable planet, I'm flying out to it. And, yep, even if it's 200,000 light seconds away, I will probably fly out there. So we'll find things to talk about if we do happen to bump into a couple of those. Penny, hey, am I well? are you asking because I'm live streaming on a non-usual time? Oh, I don't feel so good. I think I better live stream. No, I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, I guess. This is just a, like I said, just kind of a spur of the moment kind of thing. I will talk about my exploration sort of method here. I don't typically scan ice planets or rocky ice planets, but if I'm scanning gas giants, I do have a tendency sometimes to want to check them and scan the little planets around them, because it's quick and easy money since they're all grouped so closely together and you don't have to change anything on the FSS. But I'm also looking for something specific, and I'm not seeing it in this system, so we're just going to keep moving on. Basically what that is I look for gas planets that have rings, and then I look for moons around them that have rings. Or sometimes I'll just check the moons to see if they're in close proximity to the rings of the gas planet, because I get some pretty cool screenshots and sometimes get some really nice video capture that hopefully I'll be able to use for some future Elite Dangerous videos. So, no harm in checking. Every one you scan is just a couple of extra credits anyhow, so nothing wrong with doing that. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Sure, the sound should be fine, but just in case, I have the game volume set to how I would normally play. Sometimes I turn that down when I'm live streaming, but let me know if you need me to adjust it in any way. How are you, Penny? And good to see you on the live stream. Got my McDonald's coffee, so I'm good to go. Got a couple hours of live streaming here. Couple of hours of just plain old exploration. And I'll probably jump on Discord into the live channel just in case some of my little broadcast friends would like to join in case they see me in there. I don't know what they're doing right now. Hey, Echo. How you doing? Happy Friday to you. Let me go ahead and just open up Discord. Having a lazy Friday morning here. Didn't really feel like doing much, but jumping around in Elite Dangerous. So I figured, why not share it with the world? Let's go ahead and jump in here. Broadcast live. Looks like they're all set to away. So if they join in, we'll know by the sound of their voices. Dave Kennedy. Hope you're well, Josh. Yes, I am. I am doing just great. Fine and dandy. 10 bodies here. Let's see what we got. Other than the gas giants, which I do check periodically, I'm always looking for HMCs. That would be high metal content planets, because those are the ones that are worth the most and often terraformable. And sometimes, if I feel so inclined, I will actually check these ice planets just for the heck of it if they're close and I don't have to swing the scanner around too much, like these ones here, since they're all orbiting a star. Not too far away. I still don't know if there is an actual system scan completion bonus. I've read that there is from some people. I've never been able to confirm it. System scan complete. But if it's just all concentrated on a star like that, I just do it anyhow. And then I will come back and I will check the HMC to see if it is terraformable. In this case, it is not. Those are the ones that are worth the big bucks. Penny, I'm good. Mildew free, too, after I squirted a load of mildew remover into my hair by mistake. Well, hey, mildew in your hair, never a good thing. Maybe it's a good practice to put some mildew remover in there once in a while. Yeah, Echo, I wasn't really expecting a Hawkins stream this morning either. It was a bit of a surprise for me. Kind of sat down and, oh my gosh, I'm streaming. Just kind of happened that way. Dave, Kennedy. Oh, I already said hi to you, Dave. So I take it back. You don't get two highs. Just one. Just one, Dave. Jeez. So greedy. Alright, let's see what we got here. Couple of gases, icy, rocky, and some asteroids. But I did see that one of the HMCs is right up close. So it already got scanned, but I highly doubt at 23 light seconds it's terraformable. Nope, it is not. Jumping right along. You know, I was doing some rough quackulating. I wanted to kind of calculate out how much I would actually make. And it's really hard to say. If I'd been exploring since the beginning with, you know, the new exploration data costs or payouts, I'm sure I would have billions of credits when I return back and actually sell this junk. But because, like, 2 years of my exploration was done on the old payout system, even though I spent a considerable amount of time flying over to each one of those damn bodies and surface scanning them the way that we used to surface scan, which was just, you know, get close and let the thing do its thing, the payouts were crap. So, I mean, like, I don't think that even any of the systems back then would have been worth 1 million credits. Now it's really easy to get 1 million credits. Now you can have systems that are like 20 million credits or more, depending on how many planets you go up and how many are terraformable and how many you surface scan. So if we assumed that every single one of the planets that, or every single one of the systems I jumped to was on the new payout system, and even went with a low average of, let's say, 1 million credits per system, I'd have like 5 billion credits when I go back. But because like 2 years of that exploration was done on the old system, it's really hard to figure out how much it's going to be, which is going to be a big surprise for me when I go back and find out I only made 20 million credits off this whole trip. It's kind of half what I'm expecting, to be honest. I hope it's more than that, obviously. And I mean, I know that just in the past like 2 days with the new scan payouts, I've got way more than that, but who knows? Who knows what will happen? These are all icy bodies. Can someone in chat confirm with me, what is the payout on an icy body? Is it like 10,000 credits, or is it less than 10,000 credits? I don't usually like scanning these, but just because they're so close together, it's like I feel like if I don't scan them, I'm losing maybe an extra 100,000 credits, and I'm really trying to capitalize on this trip as much as possible since it's been so long. There it is. Sneaky little bugger. Okay, where's that HMC? There we go. There's one. And that is not, that's a damn rocky, icy, or regular icy. I've had some pretty good luck in the past couple of days. I actually came across tons of water worlds and earth lakes. There it is. All right, let's check these ones. What do we got? Nope, nope, nope. These are all ices, and these are all ices. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Icy body, cold cash. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Jacob, how's it going? What? Is it Saturday night already? Nope. Nuke, am I announcing my stream? I wasn't really announcing it. I mean, I suppose I could. Wasn't going to be a big stream. Figured it was just going to be a little stream, but what the hell? Sure, I'll announce it in Discord too. The more the merrier, I suppose, right? Okay, let's go ahead and grab a link for this now and pop that into L Discord. Announcements. There we go. Feel free to join in the chill stream. There we go. It's announced. What's that? Warlord says, Josh, I have a price chart for scan payout if you want to see. It's safe as a pic on my phone, but I'm sure there's a way. You could post it in the bro bar or in pretty pictures on Discord. I'm assuming you have access to Discord, Warlord. If you don't, let me know in chat. I can put an invite in the channel. Actually, it should be in the description of the video. Jacob, well, now that I'm here, let's just call it Saturday night. Where's my booze? Hey, Dr. Swam. You know, Jacob, I got a coffee for you. Unfortunately, no booze in there. But yeah, let's call it Saturday night. I'm going to call it Friday morning, unfortunately, because that's what it is for me. And in a couple hours, I got to go pick up my wife and bring her to the dentist. But who knows? Maybe I will be back on later after that. I was actually thinking of recording a voice demo later. So I'll probably do that for a few hours and then jump back on for a little bit more exploration. I've decided that it is time. It is time that I do a voice demo. My sister is an actress, and she's been bugging me for a real long time. She keeps saying, Josh, please record a voice demo. You will get voice work in an instant. So I figure since she's quite successful at it, I should probably take her word for it and give it a go. I think it might be interesting. Could be a fun job. You never know. Maybe next time you're watching Animal Planet or Planet Earth, it'll be Josh Hawkins.
System scan complete.
System scan complete. Let's see what we got here. Hey, there we go. Terraformable. Just one lonely little planet. But we will go and get that cash. All right, cash incoming. Josh, are you on your own personal exploration trip? You know, Ulysses, I have always been on my own personal exploration trip, not just in Elite, but in life as well. Sometimes I feel that that's kind of what I'm doing every single day, just my own personal exploration trip. But yes, I have been on this own personal exploration trip for about 3 years in Elite Dangerous, flying out in the black, all on my lonesome. I've only had maybe 3 encounters during the 3 years with other commanders, and those were all pre-arranged and part of other parts of my YouTube channel that I needed someone to come and meet me. One was with Shibuka, which is how the broadcast began, like almost 3 years ago. One was with Turgeon for a couple episodes that we filmed together for my series. The Exploring the Milky Way Galaxy series, and one was with another commander who was playing the role of a bounty hunter for my Exploring the Milky Way Galaxy series as well, and that was also a planned encounter. But I have yet to meet a random person out in the black. It has always been planned encounters. So meeting people while you're out on these exploration trips and doing 6,000 to 10,000 jumps is certainly rare, few and far in between. I'd be pretty surprised if I ever actually did bump into someone along the way. Maybe not so much now that I'm kind of getting closer to civilization. It might be more common, but I'd still be pretty surprised. I usually play in open. But since I'm getting closer to inhabited space and I know Distant Worlds is out there, a lot of people have advised me to play in private because there are some people that are just out there trying to make people's lives miserable. So I'd like to avoid being one of those people who is miserable after 3 years of exploring. I'd really, truly hate to lose all of that exploration data to someone who just wants to shoot explorers because they can't actually PvP. So yeah. 3 years of exploring on my own. Could a Josh Hawkins voice pack be on the horizon? You know what? I'll certainly send the voice demo over to the folks over at Frontier. I think that would be pretty interesting. I think that would be super cool, actually. You know, a game I've played for so many years. Hey, there we go. Waterworld. Waterworld. What's this one here? And I will say that, again, I am super disappointed that I have still not come across any notable stellar phenomenon. They are extremely rare, apparently, and I can tell you that just in the past few days alone, I have jumped 500 jumps and not come across a single notable stellar phenomenon. So that's just to give you an idea as to how rare those little buggers actually are. We got a water world here. All right, show me the HMCs. Let's cash in here. There's quite a few of them, aren't there? There's one. Oh, these are asteroids. Let's get rid of those. HMC here. I'm curious, for you guys that use mouse and keyboard, do you find it quicker than what you're seeing on the screen here when I'm scanning these with the joystick, or like moving around with the joystick? Is it easier with the mouse to locate and go through all these little things? Or is it just as slow? Just kind of curious if the mouse reacts quicker on this screen, or if it's still kind of like a slow, draggy process. We still have some HMCs. Here's one. There's another one. Looks like there's one all by itself over here. What's this? Oh, it's an icy. Rocky icy.
System scan complete.
Okay. Now, maybe we'll have some more terraformables. Let's see what we got. Yep. Okay, so I'll get to show you guys my method for this. So, no, just those two. Okay, well, not much method here. It's probably going to be pretty straightforward. Let's go to the orrery, and obviously we're going to that one first. Okay. Hopefully if I come across a system that's got multiple terraformable planets, I'll get to show you off the system that I used for the most efficient path through a solar system. Let's see. What is this all about? Echo Spark says, I've been told the same thing. I should do voice work. I've never pursued it, but have considered it. You know what, Echo? Oh, crap. I'm not paying attention to what's going on the screen. If you've been told you should do it, why the hell not? If you have a microphone at home and you download a free audio software, you know, you put together a 60-second voice demo, can't hurt, right? Send it off to one of those talent agencies and just see what happens. It pays really well, apparently. I mean, I know people that do this and then literally work like 5 days a year and make more than what most people make working full-time 5 days a week. So, yeah, and especially if you land like a big gig. I mean, I don't know what they pay, but imagine it's big bucks. I'm sure David Attenborough's living pretty, right? With all of his nature shows. Okay. Let's scan. Next.
Surface scan complete.
There we go. Michael says, I remember you bumping into a broadcast viewer randomly a few months back. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think you're right, Michael. I think, I don't remember who it was, but it was someone who was really close by and they were watching the show and they jumped over to the system. And I was pretty surprised by that. But that wasn't like a random encounter. That was he purposely jumped into the system because he knew I was close by. Found 3 notable stellar phenomenon in a system that another guy had failed to find because he was cherry-picking Earth-like worlds. Oh, you lucky bastard, Ares. I wish. I'd love to find one. When you get to the next waypoint, there's a notable in that system. Alan? Okay, well, I'll certainly check it out. I mean, it won't really feel like I discovered it myself, unfortunately, but it'll be nice to actually see what it looks like when I get there and see it on the scanner and go check it out. Hopefully it's a cool looking one. I jumped in on a radio show recently. They had invited me on, and I had the chance to actually see one kind of in telepresence, and they do look cool. Commander Goggs managed to get a breakaway from those other 2 I see. Yeah, those bastards always following me around. Just can't get a break from them. Well, I'm in live chat in Discord right now, so if they wanted to, they could certainly jump in here and ruin my day. Gosh, those greedy bastards. Nah, I don't care if they jump in. It means I have to do less talking anyhow. Okie dokie. Let's get this one done. Oh, that was a little sloppy. A little sloppy dispersal pattern on my probes. Okay, next. Moving right along. There it is. Aries Pony says there also seems to be a lot of notable stellar phenomenon and otherworldly creatures outside the edge of the galactic plane. That's from what I've seen so far personally. Interesting. Yeah, Vortex says the mouse sensitivity being cranked up makes it quicker. Well, I kind of figured. Hey, Burpit. How's it going? Theo? Theodore Bauer. Well, I guess it would be Theodore. Nice to Theo you. Done. Scan prices on your Discord. Send second pictures better. Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go check that out. Dr. Swam. What's there to do in Colonia? I'm making my first trip there, and I'm about 50 jumps away. I don't know what there is to actually do in there. I mean, I know that they've added engineers, but apparently you still need to unlock the engineers in the bubble before the Colonia engineers. So I'm not actually going to Colonia right now, although I'm sure people in the chat here could probably tell you what there is to do in Colonia, because I'm certain that many of them have been there or are there right at this very moment. I would ask the chat to respond to that question. I am just going to a waypoint along the path from the bubble to Colonia. So I'm not actually going to stop in Colonia right now. I'm going to hit up this waypoint. I'm going to sell my exploration data, and then I will continue to haul my arse all the way back to the bubble. This is just going to make for a somewhat interesting live stream, or interesting broadcast rather, while I sell all that data. I'll go check out that Discord picture that you've posted with the current payouts, because I am mighty curious what those payouts actually are. And I also want to see if on that picture, does it say whether or not there is a multiplier for having a full system scan, and is there also a multiplier for using the FSS on every planet, or surface scanning every planet as well? Because you'd think that there should be, right? I mean, if you're going to scan a system, if there's 100%, it's like system fully scanned, you should get a bonus for that. You scanned everything in that damn system. Give me a little bit of a bonus for it, you know? Oh, wow. That is a really, really close gas planet right here. Huh. Don't see those very often. And just because it's so damn close, I'm gonna surface scan it, because I never scan I never surface scanned gas giants. Honestly, I don't even know. 21 probes. Okay, I better get a little closer for this one. It's going to be an interesting surface scan. I've never surface scanned a gas giant before. But since it's so damn close and someone else is going to come in here and claim this planet, I will do it myself. Too far for deployment. Okay, wow. I really got to get close to this thing. Let's see. How close do I need to be? Can I be this close? Come on. How big of a surface area does a 21 probe scan require? I want to see how big of a circle it actually makes on this thing. Oh. That's not too bad. Do you really need 21 probes for that? Seems excessive. Let's see what this does. I'm going to scan this planet and then check Discord. 116 jumps from Colonia, Jacob. Very nice. Okay, we need a couple over the horizon here.
Unusual time of day for you, sir.
I knew one of you would pop up eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
We're always lurking somewhere.
unusual time of day for me is right. Decided, what the hell. Entertain the masses, since I'm entertaining myself.
Yeah, big galaxy. It won't explore itself, you know.
That's right. Say hello to Turgeon Starstone, everyone.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, and there it is. That's about it. That's our big hoopla. I'm scanning a gas giant, Turgeon. It's like the first time I've ever done this before.
Do you know, I've done that once. Not as big as that one. How many you can need for 21?
21 probes.
I think 13 was the biggest or so, something like that.
It's
Well, of course, you've got a bog standard probe as well, of course, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So it will take a bit of a punt.
Little bit, hey?
Yeah, that's one thing you need to do when you get back home.
Upgrade my probes. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So each one does it does 30% more. That's definitely worth it.
Oh.
There's not many things that there's still not many things. There's weight saving things explorers can have. There's a Guardian frameshift booster, of course, very handy.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, there's just making your ordinary FSD bigger. But mostly it's just the probe thing, your FSD. That's that. Lightweight if you want it.
Well, I'm not going for efficiency bonus on this because I don't even know what the dispersal pattern would be to get an efficiency bonus on 21. So I'm just trying to get the damn 89%. And, clearly, I'm failing at that. I have to launch this way further out. Okay, that's the problem.
It's a thing. I don't know how much money you'd get for a gas giant anyway. So
not much.
Don't fret over much over losing the efficiency bonus on that one.
Yeah, and I'm not really caring too much about the payout. I just want to get my name on the first scanned by because I jumped into the system and turned away from the star, and this thing was just staring me right in the face right there. I was like, oh, okay. You don't see...
Vortex says I'm very loud. Just a minute.
Oh, are you? There we go. Surface scan complete.
How about that? Is that better?
Well, now you're much too quiet. Find a medium.
How about that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, right. I rebooted the machine because of stupid Windows updates, and it's reset the mic's volume. So
yeah, it does that, doesn't it?
There we go. Yeah.
I'm just gonna fly to the opposite side of this thing real quick and see just how close we are. I think it was only like 7 or 8 light seconds out from the star. And it's a fairly decent-sized gas planet here, too.
Hot.
It doesn't look too hot, to be honest. It just looks like a plain old Jupiter. But let's see what it looks like here. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty damn close.
That is pretty close, yeah.
Just gonna capture a quick few seconds video on that, just for the hell of it. Very cool. Yeah, don't see them that close to each other that often. It's been a long time actually since I've seen a gas planet that close to a star. Now, what I should do is see if there were any moons around it, because that's something I actually did not check.
Of course, the other thing to do is to swing around the back of it so it's silhouetted against the sun and see if it's got an interesting coloured atmospheric edge to it. Sometimes they do.
Yeah, they can be like purples and blues and stuff.
Greens. Yes. One of the rare times you find some green out there.
Are these HM? Oh no, they're Rockies. That's okay. Hey, Turgeon, do me a favor if you don't mind. This will save me from having to stop scanning here. Warlord posted a new payout schedule in the bro bar or in Discord.
Oh, right. Yes.
And I'm just curious what rocky bodies and icy bodies actually pay out.
Right, yeah. Let's have a look.
What's this other one? Apparently I'm missing a gas giant somewhere here.
Okay.
Nagy is confused. What's happening? Nagy is confused. We don't have Saturday.
Well, here you go. Right. See, this is the strange world that we live in these days. If you found an ordinary rocky body,
Yeah.
straight FSS is 500.
500? What?
FSS and DSS is 1500. FSS, DSS, and well, presumably FD is a scan, mapping, 4,300. But if you find one of the very rare terraformable rocky bodies, which I've found 4 of, I think, so far in my channel, the default for that is 130,000, which goes up to 1.6 million if you do all the scans.
500. Okay.
So, an ordinary rocky body, not worth it. Terraformable rocky body, definitely worth it.
Yeah, no doubt. Wow, that's terrible payouts.
HMCs are 14k, 60k with DSS, and 170. I assume this is like the default price without getting the first discoveries as well, just for good measure.
How much icy body?
An icy body, again, it's the same as just an ordinary rocky body.
500.
It's why we never used to scan them in the old days, and they haven't changed that. It's
Yeah.
still not worth it.
Just crap, and more crap.
The curious thing is that water giants aren't worth very much. You would have thought they'd probably be worth more than some of the larger gas giants, but they're not.
Well, you'd think, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and occlude the sun, the star. Oh, we're not going to get a full occlusion here. We'll make for a little bit of an atmosphere. No, just a plain old white atmosphere on that one. White sunrise. All right, moving right along.
Oh, right, I got it. Yeah, so the FD is first discovery, right? Got it. Right.
Oh, FD is first discovery. What is that?
On that chart. On that chart, yeah.
So what do you get for first discovery?
That's the bonus. It sort of like gives you half as much again, I think. I can't remember. We know this is first discovery tags. It's
oh, Warlord's saying that chart came from Obsidian Ant.
Yeah.
FS is first to scan.
I've got one somewhere, but I can't remember. I keep saving these things when they turn up, and I put them in a useful folder, and then lose the useful folder. As you do.
I've bookmarked a couple. But the problem is, again, since I'm running on a single monitor, I never bother to Alt-Tab out to look at it. And I mean, I've got my system down, so I very rarely ever look at them.
Oh, there we are, yes, we've got one. 3.3's planet prices, it's a graphic one.
We've got something.
Yeah,
Something notable? No, nothing notable. I see Rockies. I don't like scanning rocky bodies, but just because they can be terraformable, sometimes it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
What have we got here? Ammonia World. Oh, yeah. I'll take that. A ringed ammonia world. Nice.
That's definitely worth a few bob.
Yeah. Well, ammonia worlds, I think when you scan them, are million something. And here we go. HMC galore. 82,000 light seconds out. Well, I was saying, because this is an exploration live stream, nobody can rush me. I get to scan everything I want. Scan to my heart's content. And scan I will. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on. Oh, did I miss something here? Where is it? Oh, it's right in the middle. It's a gas giant, isn't it? Yes, it is. With, what do we got here? Ices. Rocky. That it? Okay.
Yep, you've looked like you've got a lot of pebbles and snowballs in that system.
It's a pretty populated system, though. I don't mind the pebbles and snowballs so much, as long as they're grouped together, you know. Like if it's around a gas giant like this, it's okay. But when they're just floating out in space, they annoy me. But it does make me wonder. I mean, like, is it worth it? The extra few seconds. I mean, you're obviously still making money on it, right? So. And because, like, you have to, like, filter down through all of these stupid things sometimes to find out which is the right one. Since you filter over it, it's like, well, you may as well just scan the damn thing while you're there, right?
Yeah, I'm still not exactly the FSS's biggest fan because of the headache potential, but even I'm doing that. I mean, if you go to some ridiculously distant thing that you would never have visited with the old DSS scanner, you know, something that's like 120,000 light seconds away, you're not going to bother visiting a star out there.
I do.
But, well, if it's got something on it, but you're not going to go and DSS it with the old one.
Oh, no.
But the new system, you do, because that is where it really excels, this new system. It is so much quicker to get a reasonable surface scan of things that are so far away.
Oh, the ammonia world is orbiting another planet. And what are these? Not close enough. You know, it's what I've been asking myself, though, is does the surface scan... I mean, is it quicker with the surface scan than it used to be with the old DSS, where you'd just fly close to it? Because, I mean, with the old system, I could get the scan before I even got to the planet. I didn't have to stop, launch probes, and then turn around and fly to the next one. I could, like, as I was approaching it, it would be scanning, and I had a system where I could, you know, slow down my approach just enough that right before I hit the planet, I would speed up, and then you get that slingshot effect. You'd get the scan, you'd maintain your speed, and move on to the next planet. Like, it felt much more fluid than it does now, having to fly there, stop, launch your scanners, and then turn around and fly to the next one.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that the new, not mapping, but the new surface scan gives that the old one didn't.
Except for more money.
Except for more money. Yeah, that's the thing. So if you want to map something, you'll get like almost twice the money for it in total at the end of the day. But the new zooming in FSS version of the DSS, it doesn't give you anything more or less. It's the same as you used to get, and it used to take 30 odd seconds
Hmm.
for each body.
But you could do it
So
while you were flying
that was
towards
annoying.
it.
You could. Well, you still can. No, if you haven't mapped something, if you leave a system unexplored and you fly towards something, as you get nearer to the bodies, it starts scanning them, and it takes as long as it used to. So basically, the old DSS is still there under the hood.
Yeah.
It just only cuts in if you haven't actually scanned something with the long range FSS.
So here's the other thing that I haven't figured out. See, I'm approaching right now at the optimal speed so I don't overshoot the planet, right? Which keeps your approach time stuck at like 7 seconds. So it's about halfway on the blue bar as you're getting close to it. And what I would like to do, and actually maybe I'll do it while we're streaming right now, just to see.
You're talking about the joy of 6, aren't you?
Oh, God. I did
It
not
is.
invite her on the show, okay?
Nobody wants her on the show. Back in the box, woman.
Get back in your
Yeah.
box. No, here, I'll tell you what it is. Let me scan
Yeah,
this
I mean,
planet real
you
quick
got pretty good at that slingshot thing in the past.
Yeah, well, see, I have a feeling that if you overshoot the planet, but then reduce your speed and whip right around, you actually get closer to the planet faster than if you approach at the optimal speed. I've just never actually timed it.
You do, yeah. I mean, there are people out there, and I am certainly not one of them, who are capable of zooming in with like 4 seconds on the clock and going into some weird sort of death spiral that actually gets them to the location in 2/3 of the time. I've never been able to do it. It's way out of my skill range, is that. But I've seen people manage to do it.
Oh,
It's all about knowing a specific angle of approach, and I can't get it to work.
this is a 9 probe planet. Never had a 9 probe planet before. Let me see where this one landed. A little bit too far down on the bottom. Okay. These rings are going to mess me up here. Let's see if we can get the right distance. I wanted that to be central, but kind of messed that up. Okay. So 9 probes. How the hell are we going to do 9 probes here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't look like it's going to need 9 probes, but let's see.
Well, I suppose if you do the standard 6, see if there's a gap. But then again, you're on a ring, so that makes it tough. Yeah, Theo says in chat that he was reluctant because of the new scanning system, but it makes the scanning more relaxing for him, he says, better than just honking and jumping. It is. You get into a sort of rhythm of doing. I say I'm very glad that they reduced the scanny blue thing somewhat when it went live, so it is tolerable for me. I still can't use it for long periods of time, but you do get into a rhythm of just zooming in, zooming out, scanning things, and you get that satisfaction of scanning a system with a lot of stuff in that you wouldn't have got under the old system because it would have taken you half an hour to fly out to them and have a look.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
come
is
on,
better
give it to
for
me. Yes!
You can't.
Surface scan
Did
complete.
you get it with? You got it with 8.
I got it with 9.
Oh, you got it with a 9. Well done. That's not, especially with a ringed one. Well done. And basic standard probes. And congratulate
Standard
yourself on that one.
probes. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything on this ship is standard.
Mhm.
Stock model ship, that's what I got here.
Except the pilot. The
Oh,
pilot's
well.
exceptional.
Old. That's what the pilot is.
Hey, come on, a piece in chat.
Hey,
How's
Plater.
it going, matey?
Theo says, was reluctant because of the new scanning system, but it makes the scanning more relaxing. Yeah, better than honk and jump, at least for me. Yeah, it definitely is better than honk and jump. I'd love to see more things you could do with it. Like, as I've been, you know.
Tom Cook, he has an endless list of special exploration things that he'd like to see added on with little fiddly bits, and for this bit and that bit, special gear.
Well, there's just so much potential for the system, and
There
honestly,
is.
I am still like every day just frustrated by the amount of bugs that have yet to be fixed with it. Like,
There are still,
oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all, bugs with the surface scanner showing the whole planet is already being mapped, so you don't know where you're shooting your probes. That should never happen. Number two is the distance to the actual planet shows up as 0 all the time. Like, what the hell? I'm sorry, that shouldn't happen.
Click off it and click back on it, and then it shows up sometimes.
And then another bug, which I find just annoying as all hell, is if there are rocky or icy or whatever moons around a gas planet, sometimes you can't get the FSS to get a solid circle over it if you haven't scanned the gas planet first. So you have to focus on the gas planet, then scan that, and then you can switch to the other ones, and then they will show that there's still something there that hasn't been scanned. But it's like, come on.
I can kind of understand that on a logic programmer level, because you scan the larger body first and then the little ones. But theoretically, if the scanner can see one thing, it could see it without looking at the big one, couldn't it?
It knows
So
that
it
they're
does seem
there
a little
already.
bit- Yeah, it seems a little bit weird, that.
Oh, and then of
And
course,
none of these are game breaking, but if
Well-
you spend all of your time out exploring, they just get irritating. You know, like that girlfriend you have that has a cute laugh that's nice to start with, and then starts to annoy you later.
there is one thing that I find
like
a little
that.
game breaking. One thing that I find a little game breaking is the amount of time that it takes for a planet to scan and say whether there are any type of locations on that particular planet. Because I want to know if there's geological or biological or guardian or Thargoid something on the planet, but I cannot stand sitting there and just staring at the little thing going scanning, scanning, scanning,
Yeah,
scanning, scanning, scanning.
Sometimes, if you sort of zoom out and then zoom back in again, sometimes it shows you.
Sometimes, but I found that it's more on some kind of like
Not-
independent timer that just kind of decides
don't-
itself how long it's going to
what
be.
the rule is.
It's honestly like that's information that once you have done the surface scan, or not the surface scan, but the FSS, or the FSS, right? Once you've done the FSS, you should then be able to go to the system map, go to the details, and then just hover over the planets, and it should show locations or no locations. It shouldn't be anything more complicated than that, and yet it is constantly more complicated than that. Okay, get rid of those things first. And I've got... It's borderline Earth-like or rocky. I can't tell. We're gonna scan it and see. No, it's a rocky. And these are all just rocky bodies and gas giants. So get the hell out of Dodge. Greetings to Commander Clive. Commander Clive.
Yes, Commander plays as cat.
Oh. Beat Saber is an incredibly good cardio workout, I will say.
Yeah.
It's one of the very few games I've ever played that actually gets me sweaty. in a good way.
You were, madam.
Ooh. I logged into Beat Saber the other day and realized that they have a whole new group of songs in there too. So I was very excited about that.
Oh, I haven't looked for a while, actually. I know that Commander P's been using it as a sort of morning exercise workout, post-chemo workout.
Yeah.
Keep himself on form.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm watching these things, and I'm seeing the way he gets to these levels, and I'm thinking, I couldn't get like 5 seconds through that without missing something. How's he like got 204 on this complicated song? It tires me out watching him.
It's a lot of fun. You do get into it very quickly, though.
Yeah, Independent Rider there says, if this hasn't been asked already, any plans to play No Man's Sky in VR when it's released? I don't see why not.
They're
We could have a
releasing a VR version?
Oh yeah, yeah, coming very soon. And do you know
Oh,
what it's called? You know what it's called? Beyond.
oh, come on. Are you
Yes,
shitting me?
it's going to be called No Man's Sky Beyond, and it'll be in VR. Did you know that Anthem, the everybody loves to rag on it game of the month, its failed game, was originally going to be called Beyond as well back in 2012.
Well, I
They
get it
felt
if they
that
call a
everything's
new
going to be called
game
Beyond.
Beyond. That's fine. I don't think there's a problem with that. It's not even the same type of game, but No Man's Sky, who clearly
Beyond.
knows who their competition within the gaming landscape is, Elite
I
Dangerous.
think that I think they're just having a bit of a chuckle, to be honest.
Well, no kidding, right? I mean, that's like Elite Dangerous naming the next update No Man's Sky. Like, what the hell? No Man's Land or
Yeah.
something. Ah, that spoiler alert, that's actually the next update for Elite Dangerous. It's called No Man's Land.
No, that's not.
It's going to be all those locked systems are going to be unlocked and
But yeah, so I'm sure we'll have a look at it because it's definitely. I mean, you know, the updates they've had as they go, they've been incremental. They've all been pretty impressive. But this is definitely the one
VR.
that needs looking at. Yeah.
VR space legs and exploration. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Scorb and I were discussing this the other day. We reckon that they can get away with things a bit better in No Man's Sky because you're not expecting photorealism from it because it's a cartoony feeling. It's a surreal. It's like a dream-like game.
Yeah.
So you're not expecting to be able to read fine print at the bottom of banners and things in No Man's Sky. So they don't have to put incredible 4K work into all the textures.
But there
like
are
you would have
mods
to
for
do.
it where they have like increased textures, aren't
Yeah,
there?
they change. Yeah, a lot of the mods stopped working when they brought out the good version of No Man's Sky, not the release version. I think though the modding community is still pushing on with that, and they've kept up with the textures. So, yeah, if there's enough interest, people will definitely make mods that boost the texture in VR. That's going to be a given.
I wonder how
I haven't been out of
nausea-inducing
touch
it'll
with
be,
it.
though.
Well, that's a point. I mean, if you do that the melee jump with the jetpack in first person, that's going to be a bit of a thing. I don't know though.
It'll
We'll have
certainly
to
be
see.
interesting. I'm curious. I'll check it out, 100%.
Had a lot of recent updates as well. Actually, I've been looking at that. They've changed to a sort of strange cell shaded model for the avatars and things these days. But I remember I tried that once in VR, and the lateral movement and the turning movement was so poorly implemented. I immediately turned it off and went straight back to 2D. That was a long time ago, and
Which
that
one?
is the key. Pulsar. You know, we used to play
Oh,
Pulsar
yes.
with all the guys on the bridge. It's sort of like Bridge Crew, but lower res.
I've
It
been
comes down
I've been
to.
dying to play Bridge Crew again, honestly. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
that game.
I've got the next gen update for it, so yeah, that's it's a thing. You could definitely have a crack at that. But yeah, as I say, they've put one out, and I said the VR that they had last time I tried it, I haven't tried it for a long time. They only have a small team, so I can't expect them to fix everything overnight. But that was very badly implemented. The problem with a lot of these VR things is turning, left-right turning. I think you can handle forwards and back and up and down and sudden movements like that, and teleporting is not a problem because you blink when you make a sudden movement with your eyes anyway. You know, your eyes automatically sort of blink if you look off to the side a lot. And if a game hasn't found a way to implement or deal with that with lateral movement, you will get sick in VR. It's as simple as that.
Dead Star Omega, sorry to interrupt very quickly, says, greetings, I'm at work, I can't watch, but wanted to say hello. Hello! Hello to you, and enjoy your work.
I won't tell anyone.
Don't work too hard.
I won't tell anyone. But yeah, so it's definitely going to be a thing. I am curious to see if they've managed to make it not nauseating, because Gunheart is the VR game that I've played so far that has successfully, I don't know quite how they've done it, but they've managed to get around all of the problems of sickness, from my perspective at least, in VR, with this implemented strafe and movement, teleport as well. Movement.
I'm okay with.
It's always a tricky thing.
I'm okay with the movement in VR. I find that one thing that helps to make me feel less nauseated in any games where I feel like it makes me feel a little off balance is while I'm walking, move my legs, like walk on the spot, and that I'm not kidding. I just kind of do this, like when I'm playing Arizona Sunshine. I'm just like walking on the spot while I'm pushing the stick forward, and I find that it helps a ton. It's
yes, I can see that.
It's a strange thing. Like I try to move my legs at the same, like forward or backwards as I would as if I was actually walking it, and
I think Subnautica is the one that annoys me the most, actually, because Subnautica in VR is absolutely gorgeous.
I haven't tried Subnautica. I've never even played it.
If you're just underwater, and you literally are, you're underwater in coral reef. The atmospheric, it is beautiful underwater in VR. But the moment you turn to one side or the other, it's like someone's just punched you with a nausea stick. And that is incredibly frustrating because the added depth that you get from playing it in VR is just the same as in Elite. The difference between playing a game and flying a spaceship, but you can't do it unless you travel in straight lines in Subnautica because it just doesn't work.
That's too bad.
It's irritating.
I was looking up like new VR games coming up for this year, and one of them, if I want to say, it was called Stormlands. It's like an open world kind of RPG-ish looking game, and I gotta say it looks really cool. I'm half inclined to pick it up. It kind of looks like a Destiny in a sense. Pretty sure it was called Stormlands.
I'll just have a yes. I see there's an E3 announcement trailer. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out yet or not, but I watched a little bit of gameplay, and there's like resource gathering, there's crafting. You're like a robot. You're in the body of a robot, and you can like climb stuff, and you can like fly, and like throwing grenades and shooting, and you have like a shield and a gun that you can pull out and look. Interesting.
I'm looking at it now. This does look promising if it actually lives up to the trailer.
Yeah, and the girl that I watched who was demoing it at I think it was PAX or E3 or something. She was there's like 20 minutes of gameplay. I kind of skimmed through. She said that like the movement and everything felt really good, and I was like watching her like jumping and flying, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, because usually like movement is hard for people. Especially if it's like natural movement where you push a stick and your guy just kind of like moves forward. But it looked pretty cool. And open world too, which there's not too many open world games in VR. It's something that's really lacking.
Yes, that trailer does look tasty.
Interesting, eh?
We'll see. Fingers crossed for those.
Yep. Nabil, hello. Have we found Raxla? No, not yet. On the 1st of April, Raxla was found, says Theo. Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, Dead Star says he's a civil servant. What's hard work? What's hard work? Civil servant or civil slave? I think there's a fine line between those two definitions of civil work. Asteroid clusters, rocky, icy, rocky. Well, we have a rocky up close here. Let's see. Oh, it's a HMC, and it is not terraformable. So, moving right along. You know what I was saying, Turgeon, earlier in the stream? The first 2 years of my exploration was done on the old payout schedule.
Yeah.
Had I done all of that on the new payout schedule, I'm sure I'd be going back to billions and billions of credits worth of data.
Yes, literally.
Because I think I worked out that I have probably around 5,000 jumps. 5,000. I'm saying roughly 5,000 explored systems, which isn't a lot.
That's not jonking though.
That's it.
I mean, 5,000 jonked systems doesn't earn you very much, but you like to be exploring.
That's it. Those are 5,000 like fully explored systems and mapped planets and stuff. So, but you know, the majority of that being on the old system means that they're probably still only worth maybe a couple 100,000 credits at most. depending on what was in the system, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I say that what you've made since then is probably going to be the same as what you've made before,
Or,
which
well,
is
much more, I would say.
probably, yes. If you found a couple of Earth-likes or terraformables, that'll just kick it straight over the odds.
Yeah. So, although I would hope to go back to a few billion, it'll be very interesting to see what I actually end up with when I do get back there and sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Polo Harbor, it's not that far away.
You know what we'll do? I think we'll do a contest. It'll be like a jelly bean counting contest. We'll take guesses as to how much data, how many credits I'll get for my data.
Yeah, how much money?
And we'll give out like a skin
Josh's
pack or
money's
something.
jar, and we'll have people guess on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we could do? If people wanted to do this, we could do like a 50-50 raffle, you know? So if you want to guess, you have to donate like $2, and then everybody who guesses, whoever wins gets half of the money. That'd be interesting.
Dr. Nagy says, how far away from Polo Harbor? Were you about 5K?
I am now about 4,000 light years away. I've been on the past couple of days jumping diligently from one economic jump to the next, and I have.
I mean, I'm a bit spoiled these days. I tend to forget because I mean the crate that I've got on Distant Worlds 2 has a range of I think it's 52, 53 light years. Is its jump, and it's kitted out with stuff. So I tend to sort of think in those terms now. So I think, oh, 5,000. Oh yeah, you just knock that off in a couple of hours.
Oh yeah, but
you're on 30.
I'm not. I'm jumping economical though, Turtle.
Yeah, jumping economical and with a 30 light year range. So I have to sort of like think, no, it's not going to be. It's as long as it takes.
It's as long as it takes.
Along the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no rush for me to get there. I mean.
Absolutely.
It's not like
you're not making a waypoint like Distant Worlds. No, it's not going anywhere. Hello Harbor will be there when you turn up.
My own schedule.
Oh, an ammonia world, nice.
Yeah, and a water world too. So let's bookmark. This is the water world. Let's bookmark that one. Ice, baby. Okay, so I have 3 systems here, so I can actually show off kind of how I do this. So when I check the system map, and obviously it's much quicker when I'm not explaining it, but if I have multiple bodies within a system that I want to go and scan, I'll bookmark all of the bodies, and then I click over to the orrery, and I find that this is the first best use of the orrery. Once you have it here, you can kind of visualize where those bodies are and where you are in relation, and then I just kind of map a route. So I go over to here, I set that destination, remove the bookmark, and now I fly to the first planet, scan it. When I get there, go back to the system map, select the next one, and you can just kind of plot what's the most efficient route rather than, you know, going on the system map and then doing them in order on the system map doesn't make sense because oftentimes they're spread out all over the place and you're going to end up jumping back and forth.
That is a good tip. I'm not using the orrery, I have to say, and I should be because I got so used to it in Frontier Elite 2. I've spent so long playing, so I'm just not used to it being there. But that is definitely the most efficient way if you've got several targets in a system, because then you can see, as you say, exactly graphically where they are relative to you and work out the best way to go to them. I'm not doing that. I'm just looking at the thing and I go, should I go to that one? I'll go to that one. And that's definitely wasting time. So I'll do that from now on.
I mean, if you're scanning multiple bodies, you want to save as much time as possible because it's all about maximizing the payout, right? So you want to get to the next system to keep jumping and finding new planets, but just going to the system map and choosing them in the order that they show up in, like the order on the system map itself, it ends up wasting so much time. And I've got a new way to do these 7 probe systems.
I think Matthew George in chat there says,
are we there yet?
No, we're not there yet.
Not quite.
Not quite, no. We'll get there when we get there. You should have gone before we left, etc.
Oh, having problems deleting my bookmark.
Surface
There we
scan
go.
complete.
I'm capped out on bookmarks. I have to keep deleting them if I want to add a new one.
Yeah, I got to go back and delete all those old bookmarks. Did you see by any chance, oh yeah, well, you probably saw if you went to our admin channel on the broadcast, or on the Brobar, and seen some of the screenshots I captured?
You have. You've been. Yeah, it's a nice post-it board of pretty pics there.
Yeah, I wanted to throw them in pretty pictures, but I was just saving them for myself for thumbnails for upcoming episodes. But I've
That's a
come
good
across some
call. They're
very
good
cool,
thumbnails, those. Yes.
yeah, really nice places I've been
Sorry, viewers,
discovering
you'll
recently.
have to wait until Josh uses them. But they are worth waiting for. They're good pictures.
I could share one of them. If you take a look through those, which one do you think would be a good one to share?
Well, you've got three similar, haven't you?
A couple of them were from
Which
similar
you're not going
systems.
to use all of them as thumbnails. So
That's
you
it.
could probably use the middle of those three with the rings.
Is it the one from the surface of the planet?
No, it's the ringed. It's a ringed water world.
Oh, the ring.
Is it? No, it's not. No, it's the three ringed worlds.
Yeah.
You could use probably the middle one of them because, well, I don't know actually, the top one, because the middle one might make a better base for a thumbnail with the text at the bottom.
I think I got one of those from the surface of the planet with a geological as well,
You
didn't
did? Yeah, that was the bottom one. Yeah, looks like ice. Very tasty.
I? Very tasty. All right, let's. I'll scan these planets and then I'll share one of my sneak peek thumbnails. It's just to show, you know, if you're gonna go exploring and really appreciate what's out there, just jonking, you don't really appreciate the galaxy as much. You know, you gotta explore, you gotta scan these planets, and then if there's geological, go down there and look. Is it worthwhile? You know, is there a way to kind of line up the planets to really appreciate the view as much as possible? There's some really gorgeous, you know, vistas to be seen in Elite Dangerous if you take the time and actually go look for them. Right. Next.
Surface scan complete.
There we go. So the middle one. Let me go ahead and check that one while I'm flying out.
I think so. Well, I don't know actually. I think maybe the top one of those bottom three with the rings, because the middle one you could use as a nice basis to put text on the bottom. I think on the ring.
Hold on. The top one?
So the top one, yes, I think the top one.
The one that has sort of like the oblong shaped ring?
Yeah, yeah. Not
Okay.
common, you see. Not common, you see that.
No,
at
you
all.
don't. You don't. This is one
Which
of
is
the
why
things
you
I've been...
got the screenshot,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. Okay, let me save this one. Let's save her right there.
So yeah, and this system you're in now is worth probably 4 million credits. If they're all untagged. And that's not too shabby at all.
Not too bad. At least they're not too far apart. Alright, I'll just get over to this one here and scan it.
Well, that's something actually. A lot of
Second, thank you for tips on bookmarking. Yeah, no problem.
a lot of our associates recently have been playing Star Citizen, as you saw from Score Screen the other day. And there's a lot of grumbling about the amount of time spent in quantum drive, in that slipstreaming from one location to another. And I can certainly empathise with it, because it's there's nothing to do. You can't do anything with your ship. I mean, if you're flying in Elite, you're actually still driving. It's like you're in a car.
Yeah.
You know, you're still driving to that destination. You're actually driving to that planet there. You know,
Yep.
You've got to keep your eyes on it, know what you're doing. But in Star Citizen, the distances between the planets and the outposts, just in the one system, you jump with the quantum drive and you just fire it up and it goes, and that's it. You just have to wait for it to get there. There's nothing to do but twiddle your thumbs. Now, admittedly, you can look around inside your ship and just fanny about, which is nice because it's a good ship. But something tells me that's going to get old. See quickly the amount of time you just spend in Slipstream.
8 probes. Huh. 1, 2. So I have to squeeze 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Thanks, Minion.
All right. While that's scanning, let me go ahead and get this picture up here. Let's see. Image. This ought to do.
Surface scan complete.
Surface scan complete. There it is. And let's set that like this. There we go. I just realized that chat is not showing up on the live stream, is it?
Well, if it is, it's showing up as black on black.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the overlay right now, and I see that no chat is actually showing up on there.
Look at that then, people. It's a nice bit of eccentricity in the 3 orbits, those 3 ring systems.
Let me see if
I can't help but feel that something's not going to stay stable there forever.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah, Echo Spark says Elite could use an autopilot option. Well, it was something that was talked about back in the development days, but a lot of people objected because they didn't want to turn it into a point-and-click game that was like, you know, you might as well be a strategy game of planning, and you just go click, go to the destination. And it's true. I mean, the other thing is, if you're being interdicted, you don't want to actually have an autopilot running because you'll get complacent and you'll go off and, you know, make a cup of tea or something, and you'll come back and find that you've been interdicted and blown up. So you have to keep an eye on your ship, really, and the best way to do that is if you have to stay in the chair, keeping an eye on things rather than autopiloting, I think.
Well, for the folks who want to see the chat on the actual overlay, if you're watching this afterwards, my apologies. I didn't realize that I was using an old overlay that did not have YouTube chat pop up. But either that or it's because YouTube recently changed the whole interface. Even on the back end of things, I noticed it was different. I couldn't figure out how to start a live stream on it until I switched back to classic view. Sometimes when they do that, you have to like replace all your hyperlinks.
Yeah.
In OBS. There we go. At least I can see it now.
Yeah, Echo, yeah, you're right. It would be nice to have an autopilot as an option. But I say it does come with the codicil that it's not going to be a safe way to travel. But you're right. I mean, it's freedom. You should have the freedom to have one if you want.
I'm surprised nobody's created an autopilot third-party app. But it would be somewhat difficult, especially when you drop in on like binary systems, because, you know, maybe the default for an autopilot would be it drops in and then pulls the stick back. You what?
I did. I pulled a Hawkins the other day.
Oh.
Probably about the third or fourth time that's happened to me in all of the traveling that I've done. Actually, it dropped me into a system. I think it was a tertiary, but might have been a quaternary system. But anyway, it dropped me through the star and out the other side, and I was immediately heating, and I thought, oh, so I gunned it to get away from it. I ended up with about 113% heat or something. So I just took a little bit of module damage, so I fixed it with the AFMU. But yeah, it's always a bit of a scary moment dropping into a star.
Yeah, I was actually surprised by that because I dropped in on a system like that as well. Just yesterday, actually, I dropped in on the system and I was so close to the second pair that I was already fuel scooping before, before I even dropped out of witch space, basically, and that was a little scary.
If you hit a fuel scoop before the drive's shut down, you grab the stick and
Yeah,
start
you have to
panicking.
figure out which direction to pull it though, because sometimes
Yeah.
you pass it and you don't realize where the damn star is, and you're just turning yourself into it further, you know?
It is a lot rarer than it used to be because they have changed the mechanics so that it drops you further out in a binary system. But if you get systems that are more than binaries, it can still mess up sometimes. Yeah, like it did there. But no harm done. I ended up with no permanent damage except to the FMU, and I don't really care about that.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I didn't. I'm still at 39% right now because that same drop that had me fuel scooping right away. Well, that's interesting. Little white patch on this planet. That same drop, as I was jumping out to the next system, silly me, I was charging up the FSD and didn't realize I was still fuel scooping, and I ended up at around 113 percent
Yeah.
heat, and I thought, oh well, there goes my 39%, and somehow I ended up not taking
Yeah,
any hull damage at
I
all.
don't know how hot you have to get before you start suffering hull damage. Chat probably know. I mean, your modules start suffering at just at 100. You know, your ship will smoke and complain, but it'll only actually start suffering damage at 100. But I don't know how much you have to do to start suffering hull damage. So chat, I think someone in chat's
Oh,
about to know.
that's a nice looking gas giant, white and blue. My bird agrees. She's like,
Bird
yeah.
agrees, yeah.
All right, let's see. I think there was maybe one more HMC. See, this is what I'm talking about. I know that there are moons down here, and you can see that there's a blue glowing dot, yet I can't get close enough to them. I have to
Yeah.
dial back, go to the gas planet first, and then, and only then, because watch, as soon as you do that, as soon as I do
Magically
this,
they appear.
now I
Yay.
go back out to here, and now, oh, actually no, they don't. Look at that, they don't appear. You actually have to zoom in for them to appear. Mother.
It depends how close they are to the planet, really. I mean, sometimes they will, and you can from a distance.
Yep. Sometimes, bastards. Whatever. I don't know why I'm doing these ones here. Free
Because
few thousand credits.
You're a completionist, and it's just in your nature.
Well, plus I have yet to be able to confirm and or deny that there is a bonus for 100% system scan. I've actually read posts on Reddit, people saying that there are. It's like an extra 1 point something multiplier to any planets in the system.
Never looked. Never looked.
But I don't know if anyone's ever fully confirmed
well, if
that or
you
not.
get first discovery bonuses, you're going to have to sit there with pen and pencil and work out what each one's worth.
Yeah, is it even
First
possible to work it
discovery and
out,
add
you
it
know?
up. I don't know. I'd work on the premise that it probably doesn't. But then again, it is a console game as well, and anybody that codes console games likes to add extra achievements and completionist things in there, so I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe we'll never know. Let's see. Get this done so I can check these planets. Oh, wow, still not done. Got a lot of planets here. These binary ones just get on my nerves. Because, I mean, if it is an extra multiplier for a full system scan, then maybe scanning all those little moons isn't so bad, you know? 500 quickly becomes 1,000. Oh, God. Still crappy payout, but whatever.
Oh, well, that's weird. Grey Talent says there's a bonus for system mapping, but not scanning, and only if you get the 100% efficiency bonus for each thing.
Oh,
Well, that's
really?
a bit
That seems
irritating.
extreme.
Extremely punitive, but then again, that's, hey, this is frontier logic.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Well, Independent Rider saying any plans to get a new VR headset this summer?
I do keep hearing about the Oculus Quest is coming out, so that's kind of
He's
interesting.
mentioning the HP Reverb with 140-degree field of view and 2 times the resolution of the Rift. Yes. The Valve Index with a reputed 135 field of view. True, they are good. So I don't have any plans. I'll chug along with my old Rift tanks. They're all just too expensive at the moment, these new things. The Rift's fine. I like my Rift. I'll stay with my Rift, thank you.
Highly Ebril.
But yeah, there are a
Salutations.
lot of new players coming into the market, and it will drop the price of everything, which is always a good thing.
System scan
Yeah,
complete.
I mean, here's hoping, right? I've been wanting to upgrade my Xbox for quite a while now to the One X for the 4K, because I have a 4K TV, and I don't use anything in 4K. Even Elite Dangerous, which is disappointing because I have the computer hooked up to the TV right now, and what's weird is that Windows detects that it's 4K, and I can have 4K resolution on my desktop, but if I start Elite, it never shows anything more than 1920 by 1080. Or by 1920 by whatever the heck it is. Is it 1920 1080? Or 1920 by...
20, 1080.
Yeah. So
You'd have that's Scorp territory, you know, it's the sort of programming instead. It'll be something that Elite's not telling the telly.
it's something, and it's super frustrating because, like, what I would want to do right now is put Elite into windowed mode and then have chat on the side. But when I try to do that, because the TV's 4K and it's restricting Elite to 1920, if the TV's like this big, the Elite Dangerous window's like tiny, like this.
Yes.
And I can't do anything with it. I can't increase the resolution. I can't stretch the window. Like, it's like limited completely. So even though Windows knows that I'm running on a 4K monitor, Elite just won't give me access to it. I've been robbed. I would love to see this in 4K. I'm sure the stars would look fantastic. Alright. How many more jumps? 207 jumps to my next Kylie. It's funny because it changes every time I log in. I logged off yesterday and I had 222 jumps left on my route. When I logged in today and went back to the galaxy map to get my destination, it changed to 246. And I'm like, wow.
Okay.
Apparently some new stars have appeared.
Yeah. I suppose it has to recalculate it based on when you log out. It'll recalculate it from what your current fuel is, and if it's not quite exactly the same.
Oh, is that what it does?
Out.
I didn't
It
realize.
might. It might. I don't. I think it does. But then again, you know, it might just be one of these weird little fractal things where it never quite plots the same route twice.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Nobody knows. Stuff moves and your jumps change. Oh. See, I wouldn't have thought about that. I kind of figured that the planets within the systems move, but the star systems themselves are not dynamic within the elite galaxy. They stay in the same... I mean, gosh, I can't imagine the Cobra engine calculating movement for 300 billion star systems.
No, thank you.
I mean, it would be realistic, but I just think that would be impossible. Impossible. they would need a supercomputer, and even then, it would be difficult.
Yeah, so Lee's asking, are you heading back to the station? He is, hooray! He's actually heading to Polo Harbour, but he's taking the scenic route, so he'll get there when he gets there.
I'm probably about, well, around 2,000 jumps out, I would say. But I'm making a little progress every day.
Fuel scooping complete.
So I'll say that much. I've been on every day for a little bit, and making sure that, you know, we get there in a decent amount of time. Oh, nice. We got lots of HMCs here. Although I did not see what the distance was on that. 40-something thousand? Okay, that's not too bad, I suppose. If there's terraformies? T-formies?
Candies.
Candy planets?
Candy.
Give me the candy planets, please.
I have pebbles and snowballs and candies in my world. Oh, and cannonballs occasionally as well, when you get one of those 100% metal ones that's close to the star.
This is HMC.
Yeah, Anton reckons that FDev are just hiding behind a two-way mirror, screwing around with you every time you log out. Let's change his jump date, shall we? Let's replot his route for him, eh?
Why would that not surprise me? Asteroids.
And Grey Talon was asking, does your display allow you to play other things in 4K, or is it just Elite that's dicking you about?
Well, OBS is in 4K resolution because it's on the Windows desktop right now. So, like, if I open up OBS, the text is tiny. So anything in Windows runs at 4K.
But I don't know if the game drivers would be the same as the display drivers for Windows or not.
Yeah.
Well, try so much. You've got stuff that'll run in 4K. Sure, see. There you go.
Oh, there's a terraforming candidate right there too. Is it just the one? Maybe I won't go scan that one. Oops. Let's see.
Oh, I wouldn't. Not at that range. I'm lazy. 40 odd. Stuff it.
I hate when they're on opposite sides like this, though. But whatever. Because that's going to be 1.4 out here, and then it's going to be 4,000 back. So I'll just skip the other one, 49K. It's only a single. If there was a couple of terraformables out there, I'd fly out and scan all of them, but 49,000 light seconds is going to take me a few minutes, and I could jump to another system. And
it would have to be an Earth-like or an ammonia world for me to travel that far these days. I just can't be bothered.
Well, you know, it's interesting though, because it's about the same value. It's almost the same value once you surface scan a terraformable HMC.
Yeah, but I'm usually on my way somewhere, so. But if it was something that looked interesting, offbeat, even if it was a gas giant with some weird colours or patterns, then I'd go out 40 odd.
Great Talent saying it's 3D games specifically could be a direct 3D issue. Yeah, maybe.
Independent Rise says, did Scorp do the Star Citizen stream he was planning? Well, he's done two.
He did.
Two Star Citizen.
But it was on Twitch,
I think, now,
right?
On Twitch, yeah, they're all on Twitch. Scorp has left YouTube for streaming purposes. He only streams on Twitch these days. He puts out his ordinary videos on well, I say unordinary. Any video that we make is unordinary on YouTube, but he streams on Twitch these days.
I watched that stream he did the other day. It was somewhat interesting. I don't know what happened. I had to leave about maybe an hour or so in. Did he ever like make it to a planet and go to the surface?
Yeah.
How was that? Did it look good?
Yeah, Star Citizen has the level of textures that you would expect a VR game to have, but it
Yeah,
doesn't have
it's
VR.
but no VR, right?
Yeah, but
Yet.
I think Chris Roberts has said he's waiting for the next generation of stuff before he has VR in it. Next generation of VR. You know, just a thing, maybe.
Oh, he's waiting for something? No idea.
Yeah.
Star Citizen's
Oh,
waiting
Christ.
for something? Like,
But yeah, the texture mapping is very, very impressive, and the lighting is probably the best in anything I've seen. The surface structures on the industrial world there's a very reminiscent of Doom, you know, the new Doom, in that sort of industrial complex feel to it.
I believe he was still playing the previous version, though. He did not have the newest update with the atmospheric flight models, right?
I don't think 3.5 is actually. I mean, it's supposed to be out.
It was supposed to be out this
don't
past
know if
weekend.
It's actually officially out yet. It's one of these updating, things that it'll serially update. I don't know. I think some people might have it on a private test server. I don't know.
Well, I know it's on their.
Everybody's playing 3.43 right now.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind checking it out. I mean, like I said, once they put the atmospheric flight models in, I might be inclined to give it a go.
Well, it is very impressive, although it is quite unstable for a lot of it. Scorp hasn't had much problems with stability, but a lot of the other folk playing it have.
It's because it's an
It
alpha.
has insisting issues and stability. I know, it's an alpha. So you have to give it some leeway for that. But,
Longest alpha I've ever seen.
But it is, yes. I don't recall another one. I recall something that was in beta for nearly as long, but it died
DayZ.
before it actually came out live. No, Firefall. That was in beta for many years, and it actually died before it came out live. They canned it, which is just a shame because it's still one of my favourites. But that disappeared.
Well, I have just a little less than an hour left to stream some exploration, so hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Welcome to the live stream if you are just joining in. My name's Commander Josh Hawkins, and I'm joined by Commander Turton Starstone. The fine English gentleman you'll hear speaking in the back.
Thank you, sir.
Which my wife always says, why is their English so weird? I say that's because they're English. And she's like, yeah, but you're English. You don't sound like that. I'm like, yes, well.
Not English. Yes, English.
I speak English, but I am Canadian. I am not English. You know, I found out something very interesting today. So, you know, when you come from a city, there's always a name for people that come from that city. So, like, I'm from Montreal, so I'm a Montrealer. You're from... What do they call people from your town, Turgeon?
Nothing much. But
Nothing.
My parents came from Sunderland, and Sunderland is generally called Mackhams.
Mackhams?
Mackhams, yeah. The Geordies live in Newcastle, and the Sunderlands live in the Mackhams live in Sunderland. That's the thing. It's northeastern people. So yes, my ancestry is Mackham.
So here,
yeah, Lee's a Scouser. Yeah, Lee everybody says he's a Scouser.
So this is what I found out. If you're from British Columbia, you're a BCer. If you're from Manitoba, you're a Manitobian. Halifax in Nova Scotia, I had no idea what they were called. I was like Halifaxian, Halifaxer. Canadian provinces and cities, of course, because I'm from Canada. Anyhow, my sister told me that they're actually called Haligonians. I was like, sounds like an alien. Sounds like someone from another planet. Haligonian.
Yeah. Are they reptilian in Skyrim? Is that them?
I know
the reptilian species.
I'm sure that's from a video game somewhere. Did seem like a rather odd name. I'm a Haligonian.
That is strange, yeah. I mean, there are some odd regional and city names in this country. But yeah. Mackhams is probably one of the weirdest ones. I'm still not entirely sure why Sunderland folk are called Mackhams. I think it's because of the shipyard industry they used to have there a long time ago, and the Sunderland was essentially they were ship makers. The whole town was dedicated to making ships. So it's one of these things where they were the ones that Mackham the ships, so they just ended up being called Mackhams.
Theo Bauer's asking, how do you call guys from Mississauga? Mississaugians? I don't know. I always add Ians at the end. I mean, Mississaugian doesn't sound so bad. Kind of sounds like a natural sort of word to use, I suppose. Or maybe they call them Missies.
Soup of the day or something. I don't know that one.
Soup of the day. Fly safe. Thank you, Great Talon. Take it easy. Independent Writer says he's a Mackham. Currently living in London, but born and bred in the city that is a stadium of light.
That's right. The Stadium of Light. That's what we have up there.
Lee Ebrel is asking, have I heard of people called monkey hangers? What?
No, don't know that one.
Never heard that one before. What the hell is a monkey hanger? Sounds, I don't know. That's odd.
Mind you, but monkey is tacked onto an awful lot of things in British maritime culture. So many things have monkey stuck on them for no reason at all. And I still don't know why. It's just something that happened 300 years ago. Everything's been called monkeys.
What do we got? An ammonia world somewhere here. God, where is it? Yep, HMC.
I wouldn't let you find it that easily, would they?
No,
Yeah, it's the non-orbital plane ones that bug me with the new system.
Yeah, like you'd think that they would just show up.
If you've got a binary system and you've got one that's orbiting the pair of them, it could be any angle. You're never going to find the damn thing. You have to sort of spend ages just sweeping across the whole sky in the FSS, and it just get quite irritating.
Yep.
Easily not following them.
Done quite a bit of that, actually. Then you move away from the star thinking, oh, it's got to be behind the star. No, it's not. It's just out there somewhere. They could certainly improve that system a little bit, but I know they wanted to steal the effect from my episode where I did the zoom in thing. They saw it, they thought it's so damn cool, we're going to use it for our game.
It's remarkably coincidental, isn't it?
Unbelievable. I gotta say, mine was cooler though. Just saying.
It was.
Because I added some
sound effect on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Bzz, bzz. That was my AI telescope. Thank you, Evil Andra. She sure did come in handy. It is so similar, though. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wait a second.
Yes, it was.
This looks awful familiar. It's almost like I made this in an episode a long time ago. I would like to know who the designer was behind this concept. At least they could, you know, give me a shout out or something. Six probes. Okay. You know, speaking of accents, I think the English accent that I like the most is the South African English accent. Just find it super interesting.
It's a little bit weird, that one. Yeah.
It's weird, but it's a very interesting accent. I mean, like, weird in a cool kind of way, you know? Something about it just makes it sound much different than all the other English accents. Canadian, American, English. And it's hard to copy, too.
Well, it's got a lot of Dutch in it, that's the thing.
Oh, is that what it is? It's
I
a,
mean,
a Dutch
there's a
influence?
sizable chunk of Dutch and Flemish in just ordinary English, but there's a lot more Dutch in Afrikaans, certainly. Yeah.
Hmm. Alright. Some more high metal content planets. You notice still no notable stellar phenomena. Dumb data. Just pointing that out again and again and again.
And again, yeah, I should say I've only found one so far on my travels.
Just feels like there's a severe lack of notable stellar phenomena. They are notable, but they are very sparse, apparently. Just like everything else in this game, you know, you just it's like surface features were before. You just couldn't find them. Okay, get that off my screen. Don't know why I'm getting pop-up notifications right now, but you may go away. Look at this. HMC, HMC, HMC. Love it. Give it to me. Yes. I will take all your HMCs. One HMC. I should do that for the entire stream. Every HMC I come across, I'll just count it like the count from Sesame Street. 2 HMCs. You know, is Sesame Street still around?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what other popular kids educational shows there are, because I didn't watch. No, I mean, that many of them. I watched
Usually
Sesame
they
Street.
just try to sell toys and claim that they're being educational these days.
I watched another one. It was like a reading one called Reading Rainbow. That was pretty popular when I was a kid. There was a French one here in Quebec called Passepartout, which I'm fairly certain is still around. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. But I mean, Sesame Street's got to be one of the longest running kids shows, and such a great show too. You know, teaches. Oh, Terraform.
Yeah, I think it started. Oh, it must have been 1970 roundabout. I think it actually first aired. So yeah, that is a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, I think let's just have a look.
I would be very interested to see if anyone's never heard of Sesame Street, and I'm assuming since you know about it, it was in the UK as well.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
I need lightning when I count, says Lee Everell. 1 HMC.
See. Well, there's some top stories when I Google for it saying that they've got a character now that's an autistic Muppet, essentially. Face of Autism Awareness on Sesame Street, so you've got an autistic Muppet. So there you go, so it's still running. That's a story from a couple of days ago, so it's still active.
Oh, crap, I'm flying past planets. Yugi is asking, what view is that where I'm zooming in on planets? That is the FSS. Do you need a... I don't think you need a special piece of... Oh, you needed an advanced discovery scanner on your ship for that.
It's replaced the ordinary discovery scanners now.
Replace the ordinary discovery scanners.
All ships come with an FSS as standard, but you have to buy a detailed surface scanner if you want to map planets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It is the FSS, which I can activate like such, and then...
Which a lot of us call the FFS. Guess we do.
Yeah, well, for you at least it is. And then this is where you are able to locate and scan planets if you want to map them out. I'm not gonna... Oh, hell. Now that I've started, now I have to map these ones too.
You can't stop it, can you? It's like Pringles.
Once you pop it, you can't stop it.
Well, it's the solid arrows. When you see a solid arrow, if it's just like a grayed out arrow, you think, well, I can't be bothered. But if it's actually a solid white one, you think,
because it's money. It's money. They're money, and here's some more money.
Just giving it to me, I might as well. You do.
It's just
System scan
pennies, really,
complete.
but still money nonetheless.
Right. It's money for nothing.
Yep. My ship's for free.
Exactly that.
I want my ships for free. That's what Tom's got to do. He's got to he's got to make a parody song from that song and call it credits for nothing and ships for free. Tom, if you hear this, if you happen to watch this at some point, I challenge you. I love that song. It's a great song, and it would be even better if you did it in an Elite Dangerous parody.
Yep. You might well.
Please, please, pretty please. I'm from Denmark and saw it on German TV, so that's why I understand Grey Test. Are we still talking? Oh, the Muppet Show? Is that what we're talking about now? Always like the Muppet Show. Yeah, but the Muppet Show isn't for kids, though. The Muppet Show was not in the morning with the cartoons. It was at nighttime. The Muppet Show was for adults.
Yeah, I think the original Muppet Show was actually filmed in London anyway, so weird world.
I don't think kids would really get the Muppet Show. I mean, they might like watching the Muppets, but the jokes were very mature.
Yeah, these days, yeah, the latest incarnation of it was very much biased towards that, with a tongue-in-cheek thing going on. So, yeah.
I mean, and there's a lot of mature references in there as well that, you know, kids probably wouldn't appreciate because they wouldn't understand it in any way. God, the Muppet Show.
Yeah, I'm just checking there. I was right there. Yeah. It says that 2 pilot episodes in 74 and 5 failed to get the attention of network executives in the United States. So Lou Gray from the UK TV approached Jim Henson and said, "Yeah, we'll make it over here in England." So he went over to England and made it at Elstree Studios. Yeah, 76 to 81. There you go, crazy world.
76 to 81.
That was the original series. Yeah.
Do. Yeah, that was a great show too. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right.
We all know the songs.
It's time to get them started on the Muppet Show tonight. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
It's burned into our psyches over the years. Yeah.
The hecklers. Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like some kind of torture to have to watch a show. Gosh, yeah, that was a great show. Show I'm sure my wife would never have heard of. Unfortunately, I don't think they got the Muppet Show in Vietnam.
I don't know. It is like global. Wherever you go in the world, you'll find someone showing off it somewhere.
You know, you'd think, right? You'd think, but when you get to like Southeast Asia and Vietnam, they did not have the same influence.
They'll have a Muppet Show. They'll have a homemade one.
My wife has showed me some of the shows that she watched when she was a kid, and a lot of them were Chinese. They
yeah, that
like
makes sense.
Tons and tons of Chinese shows. One of them that she was like super into that ran for many years was about the Monkey King. They had like some show apparently, and this is what she told me at least. The guy who played the Monkey King in this show, what's his? I'm trying to remember the actual name. This is like one of their Chinese gods was Wukong. Wukong, the Monkey King. Anyhow, it was a very popular show for many, many years. And the guy who played the monkey, the actor, like, it was such an odd role to play because he had to act like a monkey person all the time and always like doing monkey things, that apparently he like committed suicide or something because he like lost his mind. It's pretty unfortunate. It's scary, really.
That would be weird. Yeah.
They couldn't replace him either. Did I check these? Yeah, no terraformables.
That's not the one that we know of in the 70s. The monkey series, because that guy's still going.
Which series is that?
Well, it's just called Monkey.
Oh.
And it was redubbed in English in the 80s. BBC.
Couldn't tell you.
He was actually a singer in a band. Was the guy that did that one. So yeah, he's still around as far as I know. So not that one.
Looks like people in chat are familiar with this. It seemed like all kinds of stuff popping up.
Yeah. People know Monkey. Yeah, the 80s series.
Maybe that's what it was. So the guy, obviously that guy didn't kill himself.
Well, he didn't, but it's possible that one of the others might have. I don't know.
What do we got here?
But then, of course, there were several, because I mean, it's a popular iconic figure in Eastern legends, so there's probably several series in different countries.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's super popular drama, apparently. It's around for a long time.
The last that played the male Buddhist monk was the last playing that. I know she's dead. I can't. She died from a long time ago. I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, and it was something tragic. She died of leukemia at the age of 27. That was tragic.
Oh.
So yeah, that was the thing.
Leukemia at 27.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Isn't leukemia normally like afflicts children, right?
It's mostly, but it can one of these ones that can just pop up anywhere. I'm just checking the other characters here. The guy that played Pixie. Nope, he's still going as far as I can tell. So he's still alive. So not him. What about the other guy that played the Sandy one? Probably not. Can't find him. But yeah, so there you go.
They have a new version of that now on Netflix, actually.
So I understand. Yes, I don't know if it's any good or anything.
Watched a few episodes. It's not bad. It's funny, It's a very interesting story. The Monkey King Wukong story.
The 80s series is very, very camp. It's odd though, because it's managed to cross a lot of cultural borders with its common sort of camp humor. It's something that you think, well, we won't understand their humor, but you do. There's a lot of common features to the sort of Chinese humor has here. Which actually, no, it was actually Japanese. It's a Chinese legend, but the series was Japanese.
Oh, really?
The 80s series, yeah.
Japanese have some very interesting shows. Their game shows are
interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't remember if we had talked about this on a broadcast at one point, but there's a Japanese show, a Japanese game show, where they have like a panel with two people hidden behind it. And one, if it's two or three, I don't remember, but one of them is like a beautiful young woman, and the other is like just a dude. And what they do is they put their butts in this hole. So just like one butt cheek, well, it's kind of like a hole where the two butt cheeks stick out, but you're not getting like butt in your face. But literally, like the two butt cheeks stick out. And they have the two people with their butts sticking out, and they select someone from the team who has to go and like figure out which one is the man and which one is the woman. And they go and they like rub their faces up against them, and they're like doing all this weird stuff. And it's just the look on their face after they've like rubbed up against this butt that's sticking out of the thing, and they've picked wrong, and they realize that it's the dude's butt.
Meanwhile in Japan.
Meanwhile in Japan. This is their idea of game shows. It's so bizarre. I don't even know what you would call that, honestly.
Well, I don't know. It's a common thing in Japanese culture. If something has an element of crassness or humiliation, that seems to be what they love to make game shows about. They just love a bit of sort of humiliation.
Yeah, there's another one that there's clips of it online. And it's like the Japanese no laughing show or something, and the people that compete are placed into situations where really ridiculous stuff happens, but they're not allowed to laugh, and if they laugh, they get pulled aside and paddled. I mean, literally, like bent over and like with like a cricket bat, like slapped right across the ass. And then you see their face like, oh, and then they have to go and sit down and continue. And every time they laugh, they get pulled aside. It's amazing, really.
That's Japan. Oh, dear me.
It's very motivating, I suppose you could say, to try and not laugh when you know that the consequence is that severe. But some of these people, they laugh and they can't help themselves, and they get paddled, and then they go and sit down, and you could see that they really did not enjoy the paddling, and then they laugh again, and then they're pulled aside, and they're just like, they're laughing, but they're like, oh God, no. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep, that sounds like Japan in a nutshell, really.
Yeah, Japan in a nutshell. And I've watched some of their prank shows. Oh my God. Crazy pranks that they pull on those shows. There we go. Okay, next system. Sorry, hit the microphone. Battery on my phone is almost dead here. Disturbing images here. It's classic Josh back on form. And it's only Friday. Yeah. Let's troll the Westerners. Craig Charles narrates Takeshi's Castle, where you can learn new English words like wazok. What?
Yeah, wazik. Wazik, yeah. It's Craig Charles from Red Dwarf. So Lee would know his accent very well, Lee. Same neck of the woods. Scousland. Craig Charles. Takeshi's Castle. Yeah. Waziks.
I vaguely remember Red Dwarf because I watched it such a long time ago. But it was one of the few shows that I was able to get on the TV station selection that I had growing up, so...
yeah.
Which wasn't a particularly large TV show selection, unfortunately. Yet somehow we got BBC shows. Go figure. You know, this is kind of like when I play Elite and I explore like this, it's kind of like playing Diablo. I feel like every time I jump into a system, it's like a boss, and you never know what kind of loot you're going to get dropped from them, you know?
Yeah, kind
And
of.
sometimes you're just like, oh my god, it took so long to get there and kill that guy, and that's all that frickin' dropped. It's half the jumps in this game. And then other times you jump into a system and it's just like terraformable, 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 terraformable.
Yeah. It's like loot boxes, but you're not paying for them.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to be there.
Wolson, which is a
Yeah, you were saying that's
it's like
going
a
out, isn't it?
yeah, it's like a Diablo type game is now in beta. So if you are a fan of
Yes,
Diablo, I strongly
Got a-
suggest you check it
A
out.
few things to stream, haven't we, coming up then?
Yeah, no, Wolson is
Yeah.
Wolson's pretty cool. I gotta say, it's made with Unreal, so it's got really, really great graphics, and the spell effects are
Very
phenomenal.
powerful engine.
Yeah,
Fuel scooping
very powerful
complete.
engine.
I bet EA wish they used that to make Anthem instead of Frostbite. I bet they do now. Too late now, isn't it?
Frostbite's not a bad engine, though.
Yes,
mean-
it is.
Oh yes, oh yes, it is.
It is.
Which is the engine that was it Frostbite that they used for? Oh goodness, why am I drawing a blank on the name now? The Division. No, it wasn't Division that used Frostbite. It was Snowdrop, or what the hell did they use for the Division? Because that was an incredible engine. If it was Frostbite, then clearly Anthem did it wrong. But the Division's graphics engine was really, really well done.
Yeah, Jay Funky says, has anyone read the whole Kotaku article on Anthem? I read about 3/4 of it, actually. Because by the time I got 3/4 of it, I was just like so disillusioned. I just went, oh, I can't read any more of this. It's just too depressing. But yeah, pretty much it is a very, very long article. It's very well informed, though. Yeah, so it is an interesting article if anybody wants to read that one.
But what's the deal with Anthem? I mean, I know that people were
Well,
complaining about it, but what did they do wrong?
Everything is what it comes down to, pretty much. Yes, I'll dig out a link for the article and put it in chat for people to find. It was, yeah, chronically mismanaged. The engine wasn't up to the task at hand. They didn't have the personnel. Personnel get swapped from one place to another. It was just like everything that could possibly go wrong with it went it. And that's just on the logistics side. Artistically, there was no direction to it either, and it got reinvented half a dozen times. So yeah, it couldn't have gone worse if they'd planned it to go worse.
So the gameplay was just crap, or what?
Complete.
Nobody knew what the gameplay was going to be.
Hmm.
That was the thing, and they kept coding new versions of it and hacking new bits together for it, and oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll pop the link in chat. People can read it. It is, warning before people read it, it is a very, very long article, but there's a lot of intel in there.
Got some weird bookmarking bug going on here, but we got 4 terraformable planets, and of course they're on opposite sides from one another. But 2 binary pairs, my favorite kind. You fly out to one, and you get 2. 2 for the price of 1.
Oh well, for some reason it doesn't seem to want me to post the link in chat. I'll put it in the bro bar for people to find later. YouTube doing its usual thing. Right. Unless, of course, it's YouTube's new algorithm. They don't want dissent anywhere. I'll just pop it in the bro bar.
I like what Jay Funky says. He says, probably the greatest novel of gaming journalism. I've barely even read it. Well, I know there was a big hype on Anthem, because I remember when it was first announced, everyone was like, oh, go check this new game out, Anthem, Anthem, Anthem. And I watched some gameplay and I was like, I don't know, didn't really appeal to me. It was kind of like Destiny. Destiny...
Well, that's another thing that's mentioned in the article. They weren't allowed, the programmers, to say it's like Destiny. Every time they said that, the higher up said, you can't say that, don't say it's like that. So, you know, if you're being told that, then it's not helping, is it? It's not helping your cause any if you're telling your own people to do that, because they're going, well, we want to have a hook or something that we can get a handle on. And what something's like, you can't say it's like that.
Hmm.
Oh dear. Doesn't help.
Was it like Destiny, though?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, in quite a lot of elements, yeah, it is. It's not, you know, any game's like a lot of other games. You can't say anything's unique these days. But yeah, it did have quite a lot of common elements with.
Surface scan complete.
That's what I was waiting for. Okay.
I think I'll have to pop off for a minute. My minion's asking for something.
My
Come
phone
on then,
is
Minion,
at
I'll take you out.
4%. It's Destiny with jetpacks, says Echo Spark. Just want to make sure it's not Saturday and wrong time of day, right? Nope, Thudpucker, it is not Saturday. It is not the wrong time of day. This is not a broadcast, as you may have noticed. It is just a live stream. Just a random exploration live stream. If you recall, on the last broadcast, you guys requested that I return to station after 3 years of exploration and sell my data. People were saying, it's making me nervous that you have all this data. So this is what I'm doing right now, is I am returning to station, slowly but surely, to sell my data.
Surface scan complete.
However, I'm taking the scenic route, but I am on track. And after I scan these next 2 planets, I will show you just how far away I am. Actually, you know what? While I'm flying out to them, I'll show you just how far away I am from the station, because I'm really not that far out. Although on economic jumping, it's going to take me a little bit still. This is where I'm going right here. So I'm 4,000 light years away. Yes, I am doing it on economical jumping, but as you can see, I am making my way there. I think on the last broadcast I was here. Zoom out. On the last broadcast I was here. So I have gone roughly 1,000 light years, and I will continue. It was 5,000 light years. I am now 4,000 light years away. That means in the next couple of weeks I will have returned to station, and we will have a stream of me selling lots and lots of data. In fact, I believe... Oops, not discoveries. Let's see. If I go to my stats, I have about 6,000 systems visited, and as Turgeon pointed out, those are not just honk and jump and honks. They're not junks. They are actual explored systems with mapped planets and surface scans and all kinds of stuff. So it'll be very interesting to see what I actually get, considering 2 years of that data is from the old payout system, which paid diddly squat. But it's going to be a lot of it, regardless. A lot of first discoveries in there. And I'm excited. I'm excited to unload all of this. And then maybe to put myself back to 40%, just up that 1% on my hull and return to the bubble. if that's what I do. Maybe we'll go back to 100. I don't know. And then I will upgrade to a new exploration ship. This old girl is gonna take a nap for the winter. So yes, I am actually overshooting these planets on purpose now, because I believe that it is actually faster to get a close approach by overshooting first and then swinging around from the backside and then continuing in. At least it seems to be. Rather than maintaining the 70% speed approach the entire length. Speeds up the trip just a tiny fraction of a second. Oh, damn it. Misfire. Last one for this system.
Surface scan complete.
Don't let Thargoids with space legs interdict me. I will try not to. It's certainly not my goal when I get there. I believe Turgeon said the name of the station I'm going to is Polo Station. It's one of the space stations along the route coming from the bubble heading towards Colonia. Polo Harbor? Yep, that could be it, Dead Star. Could you imagine before making it to a station, Josh gets hyperdicted by a Medusa? Yeah, way to go and jinx it, man. Thanks, Echo. When I get hyperdicted by a Medusa and get killed, you know who's to blame, right? Scorpius, clearly. Hopefully that does not happen. Do they have Thargoids that far out, though? I mean, like... Is that something I have to worry about? I never really thought about that. I was more worried about NPCs or, you know, other players, which I can avoid, obviously. But, yeah, did the Thargoids actually hyperdict out towards Polo Station? Is that something I should be worried about?
System scan complete.
Let's see what we have. No, 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 nope. Damn it. Thargoids don't report combat logging. Oh, thank God. Alt F4. No, I'm safe? Okay, thanks, Joseph. I appreciate that. A little bit of confidence there, at least, in going to that damn station. So we'll explore here for another 20 minutes or so, and then I have to hit the road, go pick up the wife, and bring her to the dentist,
System scan complete.
which is what's on the agenda for today. And maybe, possibly later, we may return for a second round of exploration live streaming. Maybe, possibly. Just saying. No guarantees on that. What is guaranteed is I will definitely stop at McDonald's and get another cup of their delicious premium coffee, which is on sale right now for $1. Show me the money!
System scan
Nope.
complete.
Nope, just two crappy systems, one after the other. Yeah, Jay Funky, I've boycotted Tim Hortons coffee because it... I mean, no, okay, I can't say I boycotted it. It depends on which route I'm taking when I leave my house. Sometimes I pass the Tim Hortons and there's no McDonald's nearby, but honestly, McDonald's coffee is so much better than Tim Hortons now. Tim Hortons sold their rights to the premium coffee and McDonald's scooped it up apparently, and Tim Hortons coffee just tastes like slushy sugar. It's disgusting. It doesn't taste like coffee in the least. So I can't drink it anymore. McDonald's has, they don't have a dark roast, which is unfortunate because I do like the dark roast coffee that Tim Hortons has, but they have better lids, they have better taste, and they don't overdo the sugar like Tim Hortons does. Tim Hortons is literally just turned into, it's like a milkshake. It's so sweet. Few planets really close there. 4 HMCs. It's gotta be gas giant. Yep. Oh, that's a nice looking little ring. Very interesting. Wonder if we'll have some ring moons around it. This is the scanning that I was talking about. It should not take this long to scan for surface locations. I know there's surface locations, obviously. 21 geological, but geez, it takes forever. It's going to do that on every single one, right? No. I wanted to see if maybe there's ringed moons around that gas giant, but clearly there are not. That's another gas giant. Let's see. It's been a long time since I found ringed moons around a ringed gas giant, and somewhere near the beginning of my journey, I had come across a gas giant that had 5 or 6 ringed moons that were all really close to the planet, and I have since lost the data on where that was because it was so long ago, and I don't think I ever wrote down the name of the system. But one day I may follow the original route that I took and try to find that and show you guys, because I never did get video footage that I could show you on it, and it was quite incredible. Just dropping in close to that ringed planet, you look up in the sky and just saw ring after ring after ring planet. It was quite the sight. Never seen anything like it since, or ever again. Yes, how the coffee legends have fallen. Dr. Nagy, you're saying wait, check the system map after. It's faster. Does that actually work? I didn't... Oh!
Million!
Turgeon's back.
I'm going to shut you out if you're going to prat about. Out you go. Right. That's
Nagy,
the thanks I get for going and taking him out.
Dr. Nagy is saying I should just check the system map for locations afterwards and not wait for them to pop up. So I didn't even realize you could. I'm going to have to check that in the next system that I can get a planet to scan. I'm going to see if and where they actually show up on the system map, because that would certainly save a hell of a lot of time. We got 2. I've just been getting unlucky these past few jumps. 2 planets in every single one. I mean 2 stars, no planets.
That bug is asking about bio sites. I don't know if any of the bio or geo sites actually show up on the panel map until you map the body in question. It'll tell you on the FSS, but I don't think it'll actually show you.
Well, whether they have a location or not, those do show up when you just use the FSS and zoom in on the planet. It'll say site geological or biological. And I've never seen Guardian or Thargoid, so I couldn't tell you if those show up there or not, or if you have to scan the planet. I sure hope you don't have to scan the planet. That would just suck big time. Okay, here we go. HMCs. Let's see. No locations. No locations. No locations. Asteroid belt. And no locations.
Complete.
Okay, so let's take a look at the system map and see. So this, see, nowhere on here does it show locations, right? I don't see it on this screen. So where would it... Nagy, you're going to have to tell me in chat where it would actually say if there were geological locations on this. Does it show up?
On this, well, the only place I've seen them show up is on the system panel, you know, the left panel. But only if you get close and map them. I haven't really looked extensively because I'm not often landing, but that's where I've seen them.
Oh, I guess they would have to be landable planets first of all, so maybe I'm...
Yeah, that's start.
Yeah. It's probably the first step is to find a landable planet that actually has geological locations. If it has any, they are geosites.
Yeah, you're not going to see the biosites listed unless you actually go up and map something.
So unless I wait for the little scanning wheel to stop scanning, I'm not going to see biological or alien.
Yeah.
System scan complete.
Wow, these past few jumps are unproductive.
Geoscoping complete.
No production. Not productive at all. So what are you up to, Turgeon? How's Distant Worlds treating you?
No, it's just going across the galaxy, same as last time.
Are you in game right now?
No. I'm mostly trying to sort of catch up with video stuff. And the last video that I just put out the other day is actually called Distant Worlds. Yay!
Yeah.
Because I've actually caught the story up with actually being on the expedition now. It's taken a while, a couple of months to actually catch up and say that I'm on the expedition. But it doesn't matter in the future. When all's said and done, it'll just stand there along with the other videos. So yeah, so I've actually sort of caught up with it. We're up the other side of, well, you saw where I was last time.
Yep.
The other side of Sag A now on the way to Beagle Point. It'll be a week or two's delay, I think, with this next one. This is where a lot of people will turn home from now.
I'm curious, do you have any idea how many systems you may have visited?
In total, no idea. I'll pop in and have a look. See. You've probably visited more because you just like to go economical everywhere, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not paying for a first class ticket. I'm going economical.
Yeah, you know, I'm frugal with my money, my gas. Jump. I saw something interesting that I wanted to check out, actually, with the Oculus. they now have virtual desktop apps that allow you to open multiple windows in VR. So even though I wouldn't be able to play Elite Dangerous in VR using those virtual desktops, I would be able to play Elite Dangerous in a window, like a 2D window in VR, but then have multiple windows, like multiple monitors open next to it. So I could have like chat on one, I can have a star system on one, I could have captain's log on the other. So, and then of course, you know, since it's in VR, you could make your Elite Dangerous screen as big as you want. I could make it 50 feet wide if I wanted to and have those multiple monitors.
Yeah, true.
It would be a very interesting way to kind of recreate a multi-monitor setup. Of course, I'd have to wear the VR headset while I was streaming, but it would be kind of interesting. What have we got? Gas giants, maybe an Earth-like world. I hate that the Earth-like and the rocky ice worlds are so close to each other. Like right there, it's Earth-like.
Ah, yes, yes, they are. Where am I here? Oh, I'm at a place that's... Yes, that's right. I'm parked at the waypoint, which has got a biological site of interest 3 kilometers away. Aha! Right, let's have a look. Those stats will be in the codex somewhere, won't they?
Yep. Codex under stats. Exploration.
Stats, yeah. Exploration. System has visited 15,630. It says.
15,000 Turgeon. Holy crap. Busy man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than me, that's for sure.
Oh, there's a lot worse than me out there. Yeah, certainly are. Total hyperspace jumps 18,049.
How much?
Oh, here you are. This might interest you. Highest payout, and this is definitely new monies because the highest payout in ye old days was Sagittarius A for 600 and odd thousand credits. Highest payout I've had is 11,217,721 for a system.
11 million. Okay.
For one system. For one system. Yeah. So
you know what'll be interesting now, because I can actually take a look at... Oh, hold on. Let me scan these. And I'm going to take a look at what my highest payout was for my very first trip to the Orion Nebula, where I was also scanning and doing detailed surface scans. Curious what that would have been. These are rocky bodies, so where the hell are these high metal contents? They are lost somewhere. Maybe they're on one of these other orbit lines that just don't exist, like this asteroid cluster up here, which clearly is in the wrong place because it doesn't have a damn orbit line. Where are you, you little bastards?
oh, chat folk, I'm working on the next video, by the way. Right now they're worrying me. Which is harder to wait for, the next Elite update or the next Turgeon video? I'm doing the next one, it's alright. It'll be out before the next Elite update.
Yeah, right.
I think I can say that with a degree of certainty.
I got a newsletter from Bo the other day saying that they were going to have some kind of mention regarding Elite Dangerous updates at an upcoming convention or something.
Well, they've gone sort of dark on the whole convention thing recently. I don't know what they're up to.
Okay, screw this. I don't know where the hell the last HMC is. Whatever. Let's take a look. See what we have here. Nope. Oh, terraforming candidate. I'll take it.
I think I'll drive down and have a look at that biological down there, actually. I parked here and I never went and looked at it.
These two are quite close
I might
together.
actually... Might actually fly the ship down there because it looks quite steep.
Let's see what my highest payout was for exploration. Codex, stats, exploration. Highest payout was 207,000. So that was on the old system. The highest payout was on 207,000, and you can see that I had done 234 level 3 detailed scans and 83 level 2 detailed scans. So that was on my trip to the Orion Nebula, the first exploration trip I ever did. It was like 6 days. I spent 3 days getting there and 3 days coming back, scanning planets along the way. So I did not make a lot of money doing that, unfortunately. Highest payout, 207.
Yeah.
I imagine that's going to change.
Patrick in Sage. Yes, yes, it certainly will.
But if you keep that in consideration and think that 2 years of exploration was with, you know, the highest payout being maybe 200,000 if you were damn lucky, it's going to kill my payout in the end. No 5 billion for me, which is kind of what you would expect from this new system. I'm going to fly over to these ring planets just because. $207,000. Ooh.
Surface scan complete.
Yeah, they're moving to verbal updates. That's right. Yeah, Sage was probably the most expensive system that you could discover back in the day.
Yep, it was 600 and something.
What are black holes worth now? Black holes and neutron stars. What do they scan for?
I don't think they actually changed.
Well, you know what it makes me wonder is whether or not you could make more money exploring within the bubble just going to all the Earth-like planets and surface scanning them.
Absolutely. Yeah, could.
And then fly 200, you know, light years out and just sell the data or whatever it is. What's the minimum? Like 20 light years or something, I think you have to be.
20, yeah. Let's see, I'm just checking that picture there. It says black holes 24,000, and neutrons 22.8. So yeah, that's probably what they were worth before. I don't think that's changed.
I felt that neutron stars were worth a lot more. I mean, that's where all the money was in exploration before, was scanning neutron stars. They were like the highest payout you could get. The neutron fields.
They were, yeah, and that's the point. They haven't changed how much they pay out. They've just changed how much planets pay out now.
Terrible. Terrible day when you think about it. Let's see, are these rings completely aligned, or is that one... Where the hell are the rings on that planet?
These bark mounds where I am are incredibly noisy. How can bark mounds be that noisy on a planet with no atmosphere? What's going on? Must be vibrating through the wheels of this SRV.
I was hoping that maybe this would be a more impressive view to end the stream on, but apparently not. Oh well. Completely aligned with the rings of that other planet over there, so won't be able to appreciate the view unless I fly over there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a spontaneous yet fun live stream. Thank you all for joining in with me today. Hope you enjoyed the chill exploration. I will say good afternoon, good evening to everyone who's decided to join in, and hang out for the past couple hours, and I may possibly be back on a little later on. So, Turgeon, I'll catch you later. And for all of you guys,
I'll be around.
have a very happy Friday. This is Commander Josh Hawkins signing off. Cheers, folks.